Okay, God. Shalom. Kol Halon Imna, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahshua Ba'ashem Rachak Kodash. Double honors and greatness on the apostles. Thought Yahshua for the strength in order to make this video. And Yah Ratazah, you edify, man. It's the brother, Ratazah Racha Chalawaya. Ratazah Racha Chalawaya. Which means a willing spirit praise Yahweh, or, Yahweh's will. In terms of, Ratazah means literally will, or to be willing. And then Racha means spirit. And Halawaya meaning praise Yahweh. So continuing on from the previous video as well, and double honors to greatness and apostles as well, once more. Continuing on for the other video that I made based on the light affliction will be as a dream. The light affliction will be as a dream. I read Ecclesiasticus 2:1-2. I'm gonna read it again, and I'm gonna bring out another precept here as well. This is Ecclesiasticus 2:1. My son, if thou come to serve the Lord Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahshua, prepare thyself for temptation. Which really, to summarize that statement there will be adversaries. It can be literally demons in other vessels, or even just events that happen around your life, man. To try and tempt you from going off from the way that Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahshua has told you to go through. Which is really, to be continuous in the works of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahshua, man, and to endure whatever afflictions that you got to go through. We're going to get another precept on that too. So set thy heart aright and constantly endure. Make not haste in the time of trouble. So of course, don't be quick to just sway left and right when it's like, all right, you got to go through some affliction now. Don't make haste, man. Because literally, if you want a good example of that, when this is of course a more carnal example, but in those movies where you got like American gangs, or even British gangs for that matter as well, where it's that everyone in fact, let me use the British gangs, or it happens in America too, but the point is you got two gangs who are facing against each other. For those gangs, they got to be strong and obviously have their men inclined to each other, meaning they got to stick together and stay strong. Now, if there was like some kind of a little battle for these gangs, the point is that if some of their men run away, that means they've lost their integrity. They've made haste in a time of trouble, because they hear that, oh, okay, cool, there's a gang war now. Everyone's gonna start, well, not everyone, but certain men are gonna start darting away now. They're making haste in the time of trouble, which means they're leaving in the time of trouble, which means they couldn't handle the adversity of the war, of the battle. That's the thing. So that's what it means. That's just a more worldly example of make not haste in the time of trouble. A more spiritual example of making not haste in the time of trouble is when, of course, prior to the we could also MOTB, obviously that's a clear example, where it's like if anyone who takes that shit, formally in the truth, which we gotta pray to Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahshua for the strength, so that we do reject it, and we're going to meditate upon actually rejecting it as well. Part of the visualization and positive reinforcement that Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahshua has blessed us with. But the point is, we've got to pray for mercy and in humility that we actually reject it, man. That's the point. That we've got the right program. But the point, let's say for example, someone in the truth actually took it. Let's say for example, that means they've made haste in time of trouble, because all the carnal thoughts, they let it penetrate into their heads. So the point is that for them actually taking it, they've made haste, which means they've taken another path of which they think is more feasible than the original path. But the original path is the strongest, which is towards Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahshua. So that's just another example. That's the MOTB right there. Another spiritual example, let's say in the time of affliction as well, in let's say brothers are getting killed, brothers are going to prison as well. The point is, rightfully so, we should go along and also go in prison and suffer for Yahweh's sake. He who endures to the end. In fact, there was a precept on that. About he who endures to the end shall surely be crowned. That's the point. Yaratazak and I'll try and find it. If not, I got a close one as well. But that's just an example right there of making haste. Basically, because the trouble comes, people scatter. That's the thing. That's when the instability comes in. So we've got to make sure we wear the whole armor of Yahweh Shem Yahshua, which are these scriptures. You know. And another thing as well, where Ecclesiasticus 2:1, prepare thy soul for temptation. Philosophies too, man. Philosophies too. I know Akim got the experiences with Ishmael, the Arabs trying to flip and get you to convert to Islam. That's another strong demon as well. You got the Christian youth pastors as well. Them ones and their slyness. I've had a few experiences as well, man. I'm only like 21 right now. And I'm talking about school. You just got people who are very, very, very strong in their delusion, man. Remember, the Most High said He's going to give them strong delusion. I think that's in Isaiah 66 verse 15, something like that. A very strong delusion. But fortunately for us, Yahweh Shem Yahshua has broken that delusion from our heads, formally. And then now that we're in this truth, we're now cleansed. Now, of course, we're still as filthy rags, when we're trying to do righteousness, but at least our minds are cleansed from the philosophies of this world. Alright, so I was gonna get Matthew, but let me see something here. You know what? I'll just read the precept that I was on right now, because I'm going to have to search out. But I know the scriptures talk about a strong delusion. I was thinking it was in Isaiah 66, verse 15. I probably haven't searched it properly, but let me read this precept here, which is Matthew 16, verse 24. Hold up. Matthew 16 and 24. Then said Yahushua unto his disciples, if any man will come after me, let him deny himself and take up his cross and follow me. So of course, part of denying ourselves as well is also making sacrifices in this world. That's one thing. Part of denying ourselves is also suffering wrongfully. That's another thing too, which all of that, when the time of Esau Edom comes for family betrayals, friend betrayals, and him making false accusations of us in the news, that'll be part of suffering wrongfully as well. Having to deny yourselves too, and also part of that too, linking back to Ecclesiasticus 2:1 about prepare thyself for temptation, is also to make sure we develop temperance, which means self-restraint, to make sure that we don't allow the temptations to then sway us out of the truth. For instance, a woman can be a temptation. Money could be a temptation. Brothers may have an upgrade in the job, more pay, and of course, some brothers may be doing quite well in the business that they have as well. That could also be another avenue of temptation. But the point is, we're gonna make sure that our minds are aligned with Yahweh Shem Yahshua. Remember, the things of this world right now to us are mere tools, including the heathens too, because at the end of the day, the heathens, obviously the heathens, the actual heathens, I ain't talking about speckled bird. The actual heathens, they're going to be taking the mark of the beast, and they're going to, of course, follow Esau's society. But for us, we're merely users of this world. So temporarily, as Yahushua has us in this form, we do use the world. We got to eat, of course. We got to labor and all of that. But it's only temporary. They're tools. When the time comes, we got to drop all the tools, and then, Yahushua got us to be as a pilgrim upon the earth, man. Anyways, or even to be in prison. So, it says deny yourself and take up his cross. So it's whatever affliction that you got to go through, man. Whatever affliction you got to go through, which, it can change from time to time. Like, for instance, you may be going through affliction with a family member. The next one, it could be a woman. The next one, it could be your job. At some form of affliction that you're going to be going through. Even just mental as well. You're probably going through affliction, man. Shit. And the metal one as well, for you brothers, you may have like a very I don't want to talk too much on it, but let's say it's hard to actually meditate upon those thoughts, man. Those are the thoughts of which you want to remove from your head. I talk about irritating ones and ones of which might bug you out a little bit. But the point is, that's why you got to pray, fast, to Yahweh Hashem Yeshua to keep your mind stable, man, so that you can endure to the end. But anyways, that's why we need Yahweh Shai. So that's Matthew 16 and 24, linked to Ecclesiasticus 2, verse 2. Let me try get this as well. Actually, it's about time. Let me actually get, because I mentioned light affliction, innit? So let me get this. This is This is 2 Corinthians 4, verse 16 to 17. For which cause we faint not, but though our outward man perish, this vessel, yet the inward man, spirit, is renewed day by day. Of course, as we meditate upon these precepts, we also get renewed as well spiritually. We're getting refined. But the key part is in verse 17. For our light affliction, which is but for a moment, worketh for us a far more exceeding and eternal weight of glory. Which means, whatever we're going through and suffering right now, despite it being annoying and of course being maybe irritating and it triggers you to anger, of course, occasionally, the point is it will be for a short time, man. He says for a moment, man. Which really, if you go in the heavenly timeline, it is really for a moment. It may seem long to us, but it is for a moment. That's why Yahushua said, I think, what is it called? Though it tarry, wait for it. I think that's Habakkuk 2 and 3. Though the prophecies may seem as though they're tarrying, because it's like, okay, day by day you're living, week in week out you're living. Still waiting for the MOTV to come out. Going on your days, laboring, making sure that you got things in order, your mind in order, you're praying, you're still continuing in the works. Though it tarry, wait for it, because it will surely happen. I think that's Habakkuk 2 and 3 as well. So it says, for our light affliction, which is but for a moment, worketh for us a far more exceeding and eternal weight of glory. Eternal meaning it lasts forever. Exceeding means beyond normal, beyond ordinary. So of course, we're not just gonna go into the kingdom and be like, oh damn, this is what we got. No, we're gonna be in awe of what Yahushua is gonna present to us, man. We're gonna be in complete, utter awe. Again, I always like to say this, it's an understatement that we're gonna be in awe. Because the feeling of actually being there, and also in addition to the new bodies which will provide that extra sensory experience. Because remember, the new bodies are going to be able to do things of which we can't perceive right now. Like there's this thing that I was meditating on, like hold on, something like multi-perception as well, which means you're able to perceive multiple things at the same time. Because right now we can only focus on one thing, like maybe playing a video game, or focus on reading a book. We can have a thought as well. But imagine them being able to have multiple thoughts at the same time. Most people can't comprehend that. But imagine being able to just literally imagine thoughts at the same time. Multi-perception. You can perceive things at the same time. For instance, let's say Yarat are in the kingdom as well. Where everyone's doing their business. Smiling and laughing in their quarters, and then let's say a a heathen ain't doing his job, is being lazy, something in your mind just clicks like, oh damn, there's a heathen not doing his job. And then another one, this heathen ain't doing his job. And it's like, wait, hold on. This planet, this specific heathen, he's up to something. So imagine being able to perceive all those thoughts at the same time. That's multi-perception right there. That's just me thinking, man. But the point is, that's part of the more exceeding and eternal weight of glory. The spiritual power pertaining to the body. That's why we've got to meditate upon these things, man. We've got to meditate upon these things. In fact, let me read this as well. This is 2 Corinthians 5 and 7. For we walk by faith, not by sight. See? Because faith, Hebrews either Hebrews 11 or Hebrews 13, is the evidence of things unseen, but the substance of things hoped for. So of course, we hoping for those abilities, the spiritual power and the reward of the kingdom of heaven. We know that's part of our substance within our spirit as well. Faith, the substance of things hoped for, which is what gives it strength as well. When you think of substance, imagine like a water in a cup. That's the substance is the water inside the cup. So the faith is really what we have into inside the kingdom and our meditations upon it. Yeah, so right, that was that. Let me try and get this. Just checking the time as well. All right. Alright, so this is pretty much more encouragement for Israel from Yahweh Shem Yahushua. This is Isaiah 41 and 8 to about 10. But thou, Israel, art my husband. Salakia. Isaiah 41 verse 8. But thou, Israel, art my servant, Jacob, whom I have chosen, the seed of Abraham my friend. Thou whom I have taken from the ends of the earth, and called thee from the chief men thereof, and said unto thee, Thou art my servant, I have chosen thee, and not cast thee away. So of course, when it says, hold on, thou art my, this is verse 9 by the way, the latter part, thou art my servant, I have chosen thee, Yahweh has chosen Israel, and not cast thee away. So of course, the evidence of that, Yahweh hasn't cast us away, is simply because he's got a remnant. Revelation 14, Zechariah 13 and 9. Now let me get a precept, to back that up as well. So this is the precept to support that what I just said. Isaiah 10 and 20, and it shall come to pass in that day that the remnant of Israel and such as are escaped, that's really the 144,000, the 1/3, escaped of the house of Jacob, shall no more again stay upon him that smote them. Who smote them? The Esau Edom. Those are the true enemies. They're the ones who afflicted us, who were used to afflict us. But shall stay upon the Lord Yahweh, the Holy One of Israel, in truth. So of course, the point is we're going to be under Yahweh Yahushua in the kingdom. We will no longer be afflicted by Esau Edom. And a remnant, as it said in the beginning, of Israel that escaped, which is through the chariots, they're the ones who are going to be under Yahweh Shem Yahushua, man. The first go around. Which when I say the first go around, I'm talking about the beginning, the right beginning of the kingdom of Yahushua, man. Because remember, it's eternal, so it's going to be going for millions and millions and billions and trillions of years, man. Imagine that. Heathen, Spirits are just going to be recycled. Like a heathen lives up to like, I don't know, 900 years old, and then it's like, okay, spirit gets recycled. And Israel, the elect are just going to be there, multiplying, multiplying, multiplying. This is just going to be a usual thing, man. Just like the way right now we just wake up usually in Esau's kingdom, which is temporary. The kingdom's just going to be it, man. That's going to be it. The heathens are just going to know, okay, these are the powers, and this is the power of the powers, which means this is Israel, and they worship Yahweh, Yahweh. That's their power. That's what the heathens are going to perceive us as. And that's going to be a normal day-to-day things. Heathen parents are going to be teaching their heathen children. Heathen parents are going to teach their heathen children that, that's Israel. That's what they went through, and these are the powers of which you don't want to offend, because back in this age, we offended Israel, and this is what happened to our nation. So that's the way the heathen parents are going to be teaching their children, man, so that they don't offend Israel. Because of course, if they go off, we're going to judge the nation. If there's too many heathens within one nation, for example, let's say Moab, if Moab was going off, too many of them would be like, okay, let's clear it. Let's perform some acts of judgment here. Which is like, can rain, hail, storm, fireballs, all sorts of things, even famine as well, or even a unique type of plague, man, a new type of plague. Imagine that. Which it's all part of the joy of the Yahweh Hashem Yashai has provided us too, and it will be righteous judgment. Because remember, spiritual bodies are new, hyper extraterrestrial bodies are going to be programmed in righteousness, which means we can't sin no more. And sin was the ultimate our downfall, really. That's why Deuteronomy 28 verse 15 onwards were the curses that we were going through. So that was Isaiah 41 and 8 to 10, and also Isaiah 10 and 20 about the remnant. So this is Isaiah 41 verse 10. Fear thou not, I am with thee. Be not dismayed, for I am thy power. I will strengthen thee. Yea, I will help thee. Yea, I will uphold thee with the right hand of my uprightness, of my righteousness. So of course, the point right there is that there's no need for us to be scared. Now let me get this, because even though we go through afflictions as well, even Yahweh shall be saying that we shouldn't be scared as well. Let's actually see what Revelation 2 says. So this is Revelation 2 and 10. Fear none of those things which thou shalt suffer. Behold, the devil shall cast some of you into prison, that ye may be tried, and ye shall have tribulation 10 days. Be thou faithful unto death, and I will give thee a crown of life. That's the one that I was trying to get earlier on. So it says, be thou faithful unto death, and I will give thee a crown of life. And it says, fear none of those things which thou shalt suffer. Same way it links with Isaiah 41 verse 10, that Yahweh Hashem Yashai will strengthen us. So of course we're cool, that's the point. We are cool. So again, as the topic goes, the light affliction of which we go through is nothing to be compared. I got that in 2 Corinthians 4 verse 10. Let's see, either 4 verse 10 or it's in 2 Corinthians 4. Let's see. Let's see. We'll get my final presets, then I'm gonna close this out as well. I'll do it in time though. Let's try this. This is it. This is Paul when he was going through, talking about his afflictions that he had to go through. So this is just to prepare our minds that despite, it may seem like a light affliction, but literally there will be heaviness of heart at times. But that's why we still need to be strengthened by Yahweh Yahushua. And this is why I say at times we will have heaviness of heart, especially when the time of being cast into prison comes by. So this is it. It says here, this is Paul speaking. 2 Corinthians chapter 11, verse 23 onwards to about 28. Are they ministers of Hamashiach Yahushua? I speak as a fool. I am more in labors, more abundant, in stripes above measure, in prisons more frequent, in deaths often. Of the Jews 5 times received I 40 stripes save one. Thrice was I beaten with rods, once was I stoned, thrice I suffered shipwreck. A night and a day I have been in the deep, in journeying often, in perils of waters, in perils of robbers, in perils by my own countrymen, in perils by the heathen, in perils in the cities, in perils in the wilderness, and perils means dangers, in perils in the sea, in perils among the false brethren, in weariness and painfulness, in watchings often, in hunger and thirst, in fastings often, in cold and nakedness. Besides those things that are without, that which cometh upon me daily, the care of all churches, who is weak and I am not weak, who is offended and I am not. So the point is that Paul went through a whole load. Apostle Paul went through a whole load of sufferings, man. So of course, if we go through even like a portion of it, certain brothers may be receiving stripes, in the time where we're casted into prison, then they must be so. We just have to endure it. There'll be certain things of which Esau is going to try and use, to weaken us, either psychological tactics or physical tactics as well, old-fashioned whips, to hit people, using those metal rods to start beating up brothers. That's when this society would then become more tyrannical. Of course, Babylon's going to be a hot place, man, for that tyranny to come out. So, certain brothers are going to die, which, it's all Darak Yahabashim Yashaf. We die. And remember, Revelation 2 and 10, man. For those of you, just get it again. If we die, then we're going to be crowned. That's the point of Revelation 2 and 10. So, Revelation 2 and 10. Fear none of those things which thou shalt suffer. Behold, the devil shall cast some of you into prison, that ye may be tried, tested. And ye shall have tribulation 10 days, a perfect amount of days, of which is really for you to go through. Some brothers may be 20 days, some brothers may have to go for months. Some brothers may have to go through almost the whole thing in prison. When I say the whole thing, Jacob's trouble until the point of salvation. While some brothers, it may be a day or two, or even a week. It's all Darak Yahweh Shim Yahshua's will. It's all through Yahweh Yahushua's will. Yahweh and Yahushua's will. So, which is ultimately Yahweh's will anyways. So, and ye shall have tribulation 10 days. Be thou faithful unto death. So stick to the faith. Be steadfast unto Yahushua until death. And I will, Yahushua is saying he will give thee a crown of life. Which means if we die for Yahushua, enduring to the end, not taking the mark of the beast, which is the microchip implant. I'm going to say it down right there, In the future, Esau's probably going to clear it. But the point is, if whoever catches this, the MOTB being the microchip implant, is going. The thing is, if you don't take it, then Yahushua will then crown you. Of course, for those of you who are still laboring in this truth, really. So that's why it says, "Be thou faithful unto death, and I will give thee a crown of life." So that's that point there. Now I was talking about Paul in it. So some of us may need to be flogged and tortured, but through Yahweh Yahushua, we're going to be able to endure it. Yeah, that's why it says that's why I said in Isaiah 41, verse 20, I think around verse, maybe actually verse 10, about we shouldn't fear, because Yahweh Yahushua will strengthen us, will strengthen our spirits. You know, there's many accounts of Israel being strengthened in a time where we were perceived to be weak, but we had Yahweh defend us the whole time. And, you know, that's really the point right there, man. But you know, Paul went through sufferings, and this is an example that despite us going through whatever sufferings, you know, we gotta stand strong as a good soldier of Yahushua, which that's another video as well. But it's kind of linked to this one too, you know, in terms of having strength. So I'm just leave it there. You know, Yahushua, the point was proven, which is the fact that the light affliction will just be as a dream. It's just a short moment. You know, day by day, despite us having to endure things, you know, just know that in the kingdom, when 1 year passes, 100 years passes, 1,000 years passes, 1,000,000 years passes, trillions, billions, quadrillions, nontillions, nontillion years passes by, then you're still, you're an elect member of Yahweh Shemini. Of course, being the top authority, they're part of the 144,000 governing body under Yahushua. Then you're gonna nod to yourself, man. You're gonna be a Father Yahushua that provided me the spirit to endure through the afflictions. Because you be there, non-tillion. I'm saying non-tillion because you know that's like I don't even know how many zeros, but it's higher than a billion. It's way higher than a quadrillion. It's way higher than quintillion, you know, or sextillion or septillion. You got non-tillion. Imagine non-tillion years. Non-tillion years. That is very far in the future though. But even then it's gonna be like, as I said, you're gonna say Thal Shah for giving the spirit in order to endure through you know, Esau's kingdom in that time, man. A very light affliction, deep there. Deep there. But of course you gotta pray for the right programming. You gotta pray for the right programming. Shalom, Yaratazar, you know, you got the message. And double on Instagram some apostles. Thaddeus Shai for the strength, you know, to make this video. It's the brother Ratazar Rakha Halawaya. Ratazar Rakha Halawaya. Willing spirit, praise Yahweh. But yeah, Shalom and Yahweh Bashim Yashai Brakatha.